YouTube, hello, it's ADR back with another Torchlight Infinite video, and this is going to be no pet required time mark 8 FE farms. That's right, you heard me. No pet required. There may be a pet here or there that you could maybe toss in that would elevate it a little bit, but for the most part, these are going to be the petless strategies that you can do to get yourself some money to start working towards your profound goals, or maybe even your deep space goals. So, let's go ahead and dive in. I've got 3 strategies for you today. All 3 build codes will be included in the document link down below that also has the T7 strategies, and I will include some extra information on each page for each of those. So, without further ado, let's start with the first one, which is going to be the boss gauntlet. And there are technically going to be 2 different trees for this one, and I will explain the differences between the two. Alrighty, so here we are at the quick loot page. This is going to be all the different things that I've created for the season, and these are going to be the ones that I'm going to be talking about today in T8 for no pets. All of these can be found under ADR T8 no pets. If you search that up, you should be able to find this no problem, or it's ADR. I forgot the it's on this one. Sometimes I forget my own name. It's fine. We've got 2 different gauntlet ones. One is with God of War, one is without God of War, and they do vary quite a bit having that God of War and without that God of War, because the point shift is pretty dramatic. So with God of War, we're going to go 12 points into Eterna. We're going to be grabbing the bottom 8 here and in the middle 4 right there. We're going to be grabbing 15 points to guarantee our God of War. Going farther, we're going to grab 8 points for Snow Paper, just a classic thing for bosses. We're going to spend 8 points to have a chance to get the boss for the Sand Pirates to spawn whenever you do that mechanic. We have the boss beacon nodes here for a chance to drop beacons off of any of the bosses that we destroy. 4 points for boss, sorry, I said beacons. This is 12 points for boss compasses, 4 points for boss beacons, and finally, rounding it out with a nice 21 points in the commodities, both residence lines, not this one. And then we've got Winding Key node, Ember node, 2 nodes here for Oblivion potions, and of course the Netherrealm right there. So when you're doing this one, we are using this notable right here, which says minus 50 additional drop quantity. All of these things we're adding to our bosses are percentage drop chances. They're not affected by this. However, all of your other loot is. So this is probably going to be the only strategy I would recommend not putting resonance on. Every other map, resonance is at a low enough amount that you should probably be putting like 3 clicks worth of resonance on pretty much anything you're doing in T8 just to get the extra quantity. Just not with this one specifically, just because we took this node right here. Now, if you can do this and feel good with your speed and not need to use God of War, then we can get a little bit spicier. So what we do is, instead of having God of War, we don't have God of War, we don't have the compass nodes, and then we don't have the snow paint nodes. What we do have is 27 points in cube, 15 to guarantee cube, and the rest over here to guarantee that we're going to be getting all kinds of different bosses in here. All those big old bosses from cube count as normal bosses, so they would trigger all of the commodity stuff, including like the big guys that slam their arms, the judges. All of them count as bosses. So this is going to be the I don't need God of War, I got this special. This one will of course take more damage than the other version as well, because you don't have God of War help carrying you, and also like the judges are pretty beefy. So just to keep that in mind. On this one, we're just using this up here. We don't need this over here anymore so we just went ahead and just grabbed this, and then you'll see the commodity tree is much different. We just went ahead and just filled in all of the small nodes as well. And then we had some extra points left over, so we went and just grabbed some extra boss drop chances. We still did keep the beacon node here for the bosses. All good there. So what are we looking for while we're farming this? So there's going to be a bunch of different things that we're looking for. A lot of it you can see directly here in the commodity tab. We're looking for resonance. We're looking for Oblivion elixirs. We're looking for winding keys. All of these things have gone up. At the start of the season, they're worth nothing. Now we're starting to get where people want to do some rerolls, maybe fix their trees, and now this stuff is going up. These are 4 to 1 right now. Oblivion elixirs are like 0.2, like 0.1. I'd say that's a clean 6 to 1 right now. You've of course got your resonance going in as well. On top of that, there's all kinds of other stuff that you can drop. You will be getting, if you're doing the non-God of War, so if you're not doing God of War and you have cube, you'll be getting divinity stones, which you can come over here, trade these in at the Space Time Wanderer to go through and like buy FE. You can buy purple wedges. Sometimes you'll get uniques in here. Sometimes you're getting an ultimate ember in here. That's 30 plus FE right there. Boom. Another FE. The rest of this we're not going to buy. And boom, that's it. Pretty easy, pretty nice. If you're farming the variant that it does use God of War, you will of course be getting your snow paper as well. On top of snow paper, you'll also be getting a bunch of other stuff. We are farming Eternus, so you will be potentially getting the reverberations. These ones are actually moving up to almost half an FE a piece, and the small ones are still about 1 to 1.2. They're sitting at 1.2 right now for these. So yeah, good money from the reverberations. And then of course you have a chance to get your beacons as well off of the bosses, and of course you do have a chance to see an ultimate ember drop off of the ember node. I've only seen it happen a couple times for me this season, but it can happen, and they are at a decent click right now. They are currently like low 30s each, so pretty nice there. There's not really any specific pets that you're gonna want with this. There is one pet that you could potentially think about using, and it would be like a nice thing to have, but it's not really like make or break. And that's gonna be, oh, where is it? This guy right here, Captain Shadow. Bosses have a 60% chance to drop 1 to 3 additional random embers. I've seen this proc an ultimate ember 3 times the entire season so far. So it's not crazy, but it is something that you could add to this if you want to, since you're going to be killing a lot of bosses anyway. But if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Run whatever pets you do have that are just general use, and you will be fine. Alrighty, next up on the list is going to be the Dream Sand Pirates. Now, listen, I know. You read the word dream and you were like, man, you gotta have Shepherd to do dream. No, you don't. You just have to know how to do dream if you don't have Shepherd. And we can show you how to do that. So don't worry about it. I will be including that with all the documentation. So when you get your build code, I will also have a image there of how you set that up. So you don't have to worry about it. I will tell you how to do it. But let's go ahead and break down the tree, and then we will get to the last one. So for this tree, we have gone 35 points into Dream. We've taken the 15 points to guarantee. We've taken the points to get the Queen's Grace mob. And then we've taken these nodes here. Afterward, we've gone 8 points for sand once again. We've gone for the empowered sand units right here. They have a tendency to drop a lot of coins. Coins are what you need to get your sand lord going. We have 22 points in here. So for now, I'm just going for Boss Whispers and then the Whisper of Wealth, and then a couple extra points just to have a better chance of skipping the thing and just getting straight to skipping the event and getting straight to your rewards. Of course, 15 points for God of War, and that is the full tree. Here we are looking for confusion cards if you wanted to, but realistically, you're not gonna look for cards for this. In none of these strats, except for the last one, will you be farming cards. You just ignore them, they don't matter. So what are we gonna be looking for our money here? Firstly, of course, from the Nightmare mechanic, we are gonna be looking for the Dream Talkings. So you've got your weapon Dream Talkings, which are gonna be about in the 6s. Your armor ones are usually pretty cheap. These are under 2. And then of course your trinkets are sitting between 9.5 and 10 FE a piece. Those will be coming from your Dream Talking and your Nightmares. And there's also a chance for a boss mob to spawn in your normal maps, who will drop a random amount of some sort of some combination of these items as well. So very, very good. When you're doing your Sand Lord, you're just building up your city, so you can get your gliders going and get your shipments going, and then you'll be getting FE and crafting materials and stuff from there. And then of course we have pirates. So for pirates and T8, what we're really looking for again is either boss invites if we get the option, or we're just kind of moving for threads mostly. So threads and boss invites is really what we're looking for. Scraps if you don't get any good thread rolls. We're not looking for memories right now. You could look for memories. That is your choice. Of course, you can swap those points and instead do memories if you would like to. I just choose not to personally. For your hero memory items, your memory scraps are sitting at 0.49 apiece. But memory threads, the epic memory threads, these are sitting at about 1.1. These are realistic. It says 1.1 when you price check, but these are anywhere from 1.1 to 1.3 pretty much all throughout the day. It just kind of bounces up and down based on who's posting what, I guess. Other than that, the other threads don't matter. This is all that. This is what we're looking for. These threads right here, and your boss invitations, which is going to be this right here, the Void Sea Invitation of Craving. These are currently selling for in between 16 and 17 FE a piece. So with this farm, we're going to be building up our Sandlord town to get the shipments and the gliders going. We're going to be farming for Void invitations and for Orange Hero memory material. And then lastly, we're going to be farming for the Shallow Dream Talking, the Dream Crafting materials. All of that's going to be rolled up into this one farm. If you have a shepherd, you can use him. If you've I mean, if you have the pets for these, you can use them, but these function completely fine without the pet. No issue. Most people in the game don't even have the pet for Black Sail until last season when they finally added it to the box because it was such an old mechanic. Heck, I don't have that pet still. Like, I want to pick that one up at some point, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let's get on to the last strategy. All right, now before we move on to strategy 3, if you could please consider subbing to the channel and liking this video, it helps greatly. I'm currently working toward my first goal of the year of getting to 5,000 subs on the YouTube channel, and we have gotten quite a number of subs already this season, and I'd really like to just keep the ball rolling while we've got the momentum. So if you do like, if you do sub, thank you in advance. If you don't, that's okay. Drop me a comment, tell me why not. Let's get back to the video. Let's go. So the last strategy is going to be the no pet beacon / resonance farm. We have 12 points in commodities, grabbing 4 points here to get this magic mob node, and then the baseline resonance nodes there. We have 37 points in the beacon tree. Basically every node except this, and then these couple here because we just don't have the points. Technically, I would shift this point over here. This was an oversight on my side. So I'll shift this point up there. We do take God of War, we take the extra stages, and we take the magic mobs. And that is pretty much everything we take there. On the Profound Talent Constellation, we do take the rarer cards. We are looking for cards on this strategy. You will run cards on this strategy. You will run cards on this strategy. And just so I make sure nobody misses it, you will run cards on this strategy. So what kind of cards are we looking for? Well, we're looking for anything that interacts with, you know, our mechanics. Here we can see the list of cards. What we're really looking for, the best thing that we're looking for while we're trying to farm these beacons are going to be these right here, our war nodes, which I can't even show you that one, unfortunately. But anytime you get like a high level war node that says like chance for things to spawn, that's when you want to consider adding in extra compasses. Baseline, when farming this strategy, I would generally suggest that you always have a veteran compass in. This is just going to give you additional mobs. These additional mobs can potentially drop beacons, and they also count toward generating the chest from your boss to drop a bunch of beacons all at once. Another thing that you can do is the Valiant War Compass. I would not use this unless I had a really good card that I was chasing that during that round. And you really got to make sure you have the damage to do this because it does make the mobs substantially tankier. Substantially tankier. Like this is one of the highest damage requirement things that you can do in Time Mark 8 when you put this compass on your map. We don't want to use the beacon to have a chance to upgrade. We don't care about this. If you get good compass, you also want to include other compasses if you get good rolls. So once you get like a really good, if you get like rainbow or even orange level included, or rainbow or orange level extra mobs from your God of War, that's when we're going to start thinking about, okay, maybe I want to add in the purple magic monster compass to give all my magic monsters even more chance to drop maps. Maybe I want to add in the blue compass to give me a 10% chance to double up my maps that drop. So this one you're gonna just have to play and like read the card that you're using and just learn a little bit and like add a compass here, remove a compass there, adjust the compasses that you're using for what you have available to you at the time. You don't really want to be running all your high value compasses on bad cards. You want to save those high value compasses for the high value cards. And of course, what are we farming here? We're farming beacons. You can get deep space beacons. These are pushing up to 7. These will skyrocket at some point once people really get in there. And then you're farming your T8 beacons. Your T8 beacons are going to be anywhere from 2.5 to 4 FE. Glacials are pushing 3, are usually pretty close to 4. They've slid down just a bit to 3.8, but that's what you're farming. Just beacons, beacons, and more beacons. And that is what you're doing. You're the beacon man or the beacon woman. That's what you are. So get in there, get your beacons. And let me just shout this out in case it's not obvious. It's Vorax season. Every single strategy that I'm talking about today, you should be using Vorax with. Vorax is amazing, even if you have no pet. It's just free income, okay? You get in there, you do the thing, you get the drops. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's really good. So don't skip out on your Vorax. Make sure you're running that down every time you get up to 48. Just stop and go do your 4 runs and then go back to your maps. There's no reason to not be doing Vorax. Even low rolls have the potential to drop you good stuff. I literally got 100 FE out of a T7 Vorax that was like 200. It was like 200K or something. It was not good at all. So just to be aware, do your Vorax. It's good. It's great. It'll get you some money and it'll help supplement everything else that you're doing along the way. If you've got any further questions, please feel free to drop a comment down below, hop in Discord, ask me there, or you can ask me at the live stream whenever I'm live. And of course, everything will be in the document for you to follow along with and use to your heart's content. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.